Alrighty, what's up everybody? My peeps. How's it going, my peeps? Peter Joseph here for a Saturday afternoon video. Right here on the official Peter Joseph YouTube wrestling channel. YouTube.com/Peter Joseph. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like the video. Hit that subscribe button down there in the description box below on this channel and my other channels as well. Getting real close to 600. Just a few subs away, about 6 away from 600 subs on this channel. Hopefully we'll get there by sometime this year, but we'll see what happens with that. But subscribe to this channel and my other channels as well down below in the gobbledygook. And follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram if you dare. Share the video all over the internet. Most importantly, tap and slap that bell and turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next video. Because if you do, well, you know what happens. You missed it. And now you feel like a schmuck. And I can't help you. You missed it, you missed it. It's not that. So, like, share, subscribe, you can leave a comment if you wish, but if you leave stupid comments, you get blocked, and if you don't like that, cry me a river. Simple as that. Not gonna put up with that, any bullshit. You can't act your age, and get the fuck out of here. Simple as that. And we move on. And if you're new here, and you just subbed, whether it be a real sub or a fake sub, not that I care about the fake subs that sub to me because they love me, but I digress on that. Welcome to the party, pals. You just subbed. Welcome to the party. I hope you enjoy the ride. If not, you can get out of here. Go on somebody else's channel and do your bullshit there too. But I digress on that. But if you're real, then welcome to the party. Grab yourself a cold drink or whatever you got, and have fun. And enjoy the show. And if not, like I said, get out. And if you can't do that, then you need help. And that's pretty much it. Simple as that. Alright. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's Saturday afternoon, April the 13th. 2024. For you people doing your taxes, you better be doing them now, because you got till Monday to file your taxes, or else IRS will come after you and kick your ass. That's pretty much it. I already did mine. I got my tax returns coming, tax refund coming pretty soon. Nice round number. And that's pretty much it. Just waiting for those checks to come in, my friends. Can't wait for that. Because that's my vacation. And that's it. But if you haven't paid your taxes yet, you better do it now. And that's pretty much it. Alright, hope everybody's having a great weekend so far. It's nice and warmish yesterday. Today, cold as fuck! Windy as fuck too. But tomorrow's supposed to be 70 again, so this wacky spring that's been going on for the past couple weeks. Been just wacky. You know, 1 minute it's 82 degrees, next thing you know it's 53 degrees. In the span of 2 days. It's crazy. And the rain has been on and off, monsoon-like almost. It's crazy. Can only imagine what the summer is going to bring with those hurricanes coming. And not talk about Carolina either. Talk about actual hurricanes. Hopefully we don't get any major here. I haven't had one in a long time, but hopefully we won't get any of those around the Northeast. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. And that's it. Alright, I'm a little bit backed up for videos. I apologize for that. I have other things to do. Like a life. So, but I'll be trying to get the videos out today, maybe tonight, when I get back from work. I got a concert to go to in about a little bit. I actually have to get out of here. Probably after this video, I'll probably be out of here. Because I gotta be in the city, but New York City, which I was there yesterday. I gotta go back. So, it's my life. It's my life. Went to the city last night to have fun with the missus and some friends. And tonight, I'm actually going out with my friends. And Mrs. is staying home to take care of the kitty. And that's pretty much it. I gotta work, you know. I gotta do things, you know. So it is what it is, you know. Had fun last night. Gonna have fun tonight. And probably tomorrow, too. Gonna have a great weekend. And you should, too. Get out and enjoy it. Rather than be on YouTube 24/7 just being obnoxious. But, I mean, it is what it is. You want to do that, then you're more than welcome to do that. But you got no life. You're gonna be doing that all day. But, so, I mean, some of us have lives. So, that's all I gotta worry about that. Alright, so let me quickly get to this video and not spiel for another 5 minutes. Or 10 minutes, or whatever it might be. Alright, so like I said, I'm a little bit backed up, so I haven't done my Dynamite review yet. I will be doing SmackDown and Rampage, maybe later tonight. And then tomorrow, I'm going to try tomorrow to get Collision and Battle of the Belts up. And then maybe late tomorrow night, I might get TNA and Ring of Honor up. But we'll see what happens with all that. And then hopefully this new week, the new work week comes on Monday, I'll be back to a semi-normal schedule. But we'll see what happens with that. Got a lot of things going on right now, so work is kicking my ass. So it is what it is. And that's it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about what happened on Wednesday night, the big shitstorm that happened in AEW. So I'm going to give you a little brief AEW Dynamite thoughts. You understand? Thoughts. So just talk about a little bit about Dynamite, and then really the bulk of the video is going to be about how bad AEW shot itself in the foot with airing that footage from All In last year with Jack Perry and Punk. The monstrosity that was from all that happened this past week with Punk's interview, WrestleMania, and then the fallout from that. Dynamite surprisingly did 818,000 views. Surprisingly. I thought it would get more airing that stuff, but look, you know it was heavily edited, especially on the YouTube channel. And then, Tony Khan and AEW taking down reaction videos, using some of the footage. They struck that down with DMCA copyright strikes and all the bullshit. I think that was really stupid by Tony Khan and company, because you basically copyrighted them for free speech. So you violated the First Amendment there, Tony Khan, man. I thought that was just, it makes you look bad. It makes the company even look worse than it already is. But it is what it is. So let's quickly run down a little bit of what happened on Wednesday night on Dynamite. And as always, Dynamite emanated from the Charleston Coliseum in Charleston, West Virginia, not North Carolina. And as always, we had Tony Baloney Schiavone, Excalibur, the man in the mask, and Taz, the biggest Met fan I know. We're happy. The last 3 games were very good for the Mets. 16-4 against JD's Braves, taking 2 or 3 in Atlanta. How's that feel, JD? How's that feel, bitch? You fake-ass fuck YouTuber. And fake-ass fuck New Yorker. Get out of here. If you don't like New York, get out. You want to root for the Braves, then move to Atlanta. I bet you they love you there, too. But I digress with that. But Mets won yesterday 6-1. They're playing today. I don't know what they did today, but hopefully they win. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. The Rangers! Ugh. Rangers still kicking some ass. Still kicking ass. It's amazing. Amazing. They're playing today. They played today, too. I was actually going to the store, and I saw a whole bunch of Ranger fans going towards the train station. I'm like, where are you guys going? Oh, the Rangers playing today. I'm like, oh, duh. But, you know, Rangers are finishing the season. The playoffs start next Saturday. So, we'll see what happens with that. And, we'll move on with that. Speaking of next Saturday, next Saturday's edition of Collision will be a 3-hour show because the NHL and the NBA playoffs are going to be starting for basically the next month on TNT and TBS. But I don't think Dynamite's going to get affected. But maybe we'll have to see. But Rampage definitely will be preempted for the next month. And pretty much till I think May 7th. I think. For the next few Dynamites, not Dynamite, sorry, Rampage is going to be preempted pretty much for the next few weeks. But next Saturday night, Collision and Rampage will be on. So a 3-hour block on April the 20th. And that is the go-home show before Dynasty on the 21st. So you get that. So you got live Collision, and I don't know about if Rampage is live as well. I think Rampage will be taped, obviously, at 10 o'clock. But, yeah, so AEW has to, scramble to put on their content over the next couple weekends. And the ratings ain't going to be that great. But we'll see what happens with that. So, we move on. Alright. And before we start, congratulations to my boy, John Moxley, for becoming the new IWGP Heavyweight Champion of the World last night at Windy City Riot, by beating Naito for the belt. So he is the first person to win. I think it's the first American. I might be wrong on that, but first American to win the AEW, WWE, and IWGP Heavyweight Championship of the world. That is crazy. That Moxley was the first person to actually do that. I thought it was Kurt Angle or even freaking Brock Lesnar, but Brock never went anywhere else, really. Kurt won the TNA belt, the WWE belt, and I think he's the second person, because I think he did win the IWGP belt. I could be wrong on that, but Moxley, first person to hold the AEW, WWE, and New Japan belt. That's pretty damn impressive, if you will. So, we got that, and, Jack Perry actually got cheered in Chicago. Who knew? Came out with CM Punk's flag, and then they dropped the flag, and he's wearing a Crimea River jacket, and they're all cheering for the guy. And then he takes a picture with Kenta, who hates CM Punk even more, giving him the finger and everything. It's great stuff. Good stuff. But once again, congrats to my boy Moxley becoming the IWGP champion. I wouldn't be surprised if they do a rematch at Forbidden Door on June the 30th, which is now in the Nassau Mausoleum at the USB Arena in Long Island, New York. So it's not going to be at Arthur Ashe Hall Stadium in Queens. It's just going to Long Island on June the 30th. And we got that. So AEW did put out its entire schedule of events, of pay-per-views this year. So the next one after Dynasty will be Double or Nothing, May the 26th. Then June the 30th in Long Island for Forbidden Door. Then the next one after that, we know, is All In on August at the end of August. And then the week after that, Labor Day weekend, September the 1st, All Out in Chicago. And then after that, October, we got Wrestle Dream, the second annual Wrestle Dream. And then the end of November, I thought it was going to be early November, was November the 23rd, I believe, right before Thanksgiving. because Thanksgiving's later this year. November the 23rd, we're going to have Full Gear. And then after that, right near the end of the year, I think it's on December the 29th, somewhere around that area, the second annual World's End pay-per-view. So we got that. I don't know about Ring of Honor's schedule. They never put that out. But I do expect them to put out Death Before Dishonor. And then Final Battle, we all know it's December, so... Where? I'm hoping we get Final Battle back in New York, where it should be. But booking the Hammerstein Ballroom was like... Forget it. I don't even know when the last event at the Hammerstein Ballroom was for wrestling purposes, but... I think it might have been last year. But we got all that. Well, concerts, I mean, the last one I actually went to at the Hammerstein was last November for In This Moment, so... But we got that. For wrestling, don't know. Hopefully we get something this year at the Hammerstein, but a long way to go. But that's that. Alright, let's get into a little bit of Dynamite, and that's that. Alright, so we started with Samoa Joe and Dustin Rhodes, Cody's brother. See if Dustin can finish his story and win the AEW World Title. So Joe comes out and gets jumped by Swerve. Comes Joe, spears him through a table on the floor. Referees had to break it up. Dustin wasn't even out there yet. And then referees are trying to help Joe up. Joe's like, get away from me, and he leaves. And then later on, we have the match in the main event, which I'll get to a little bit. That's that. Then we had Trent Beretta turning on Orange Cassidy last week. So the best friends are Splitsville. Orange Cassidy had a match on Rampage against Alex Reynolds of the Dark Order. Beat him. And then Trent comes out after Renee does a interview with him after the match. Asking Orange what's going on with the best friends and everything. So Trent comes out, goes to the ring, looks like he was about to talk to him, and then Chucky T comes out, and I thought he was going to turn on Orange Cassidy as well, but then he went right near the ropes and kind of made Trent back up a little bit. Trent's like, I thought we were friends! So then Chucky T leaves, Trent leaves, and Orange Cassidy's like, what the hell's going on here? So we don't know what's going on with the best friends right now. That's that, but... So anyway, so I mentioned Cassidy's match on Rampage, and that's it. Alright, then we go to the TNT title match. We had, hey kids, it's Edge, taking on Pentagon Zero Miedo. And the Copeland Open Challenge, Copeland Cup, whatever you want to call it. This match was great. And who knew that 50-some-odd-year-old Edge can do lucha-style moves? He's like flying around like he's a 23-year-old luchador. Doing hurricanranas and leg scissor takedowns. I'm like, where is this? It's not the Edge that I know. But a lot of good stuff. Eventually, Edge loads up for a spear on the floor, and Pentagon threw Alex Abrahantes, the hype man, in the way. The fans are pissed. Why would the fans be pissed? Alex Abrahantes does nothing. Just stays there like, oh yeah. The hype man. Pentagon says something in Spanish. Why are you out there? Just to be, obnoxious and just like, hey. He's like the weakest fucking manager I ever seen. I'm like, what are you doing? You barely do anything. The only time you talk is when Pentagon is saying something in Spanish, or Commander, or Ray Phoenix, or saying something in Spanish, because you're the translator. And then you just stand out there and try to get the crowd hyped up. Yeah, got you okay, Alex? Yeah, we're gonna crowd you. Okay. You go on with your bad self, hype man. Weird. I I mean, now he's like taking bumps at least. Freaking getting his butt, he got his butt kicked a few times on TV. Now he got speared out of his boots by Edge. And then they go back in. Edge takes Pentagon up top. Gets caught with a Super Canadian Destroyer. I thought Edge was dead, but then Edge comes back, hits the spear. 1, 2, 3, retained the belt in a pretty damn good match against Pentagon. And then after the match, the House of Black come out. And then we see Julia Hart pop up on the apron. And then Brody King comes from behind, chokes out Adam Copeland. And then Willow Nightingale, the resident fun girl, she comes out for the save, per se. And then, that's it. Nothing else happened. And then Mark Briscoe and Eddie Kingston kind of do nothing. That's that. So we got that. So, we move on with that. And then, I'll get to that in a minute. Alright, then we had Jarrett Hook, Chris Jericho, sent for the man! Hook! Get in here, Hook. Hook, ladies and gentlemen, the FTW champion, and the man from Japan, and that rhymes, Katsuyori Shibata. They're all ready to face Shane Taylor Promotions, the new Shane Taylor Promotions of Shane Taylor, Lee Moriarty, and the returning Anthony Ogogo, who came back last week. So Jericho wants to be a mentor to Shibata and Hook, to, kind of have them sit underneath his learning tree, if you will, and then both of them agree. So Jericho leaves, and then Shibata's like, what's up with that guy? And then, and Hook leaves, and then Shibata kind of flirts with Renee Paquette. Bad move. Says, I like your necklace. Okay. Aren't you married, Shibata? You do know, Renee is married to, Mr. Moxley, so I don't know if you want to start doing that shit. But we move on. And that's that. Alright, then we get FTR and the Young Bucks, the first two matches they had. They got their third match at Dynasty, for you people in Australia, Dynasty, or for us in America, Dynasty. So FTR Young Bucks 3 for the vacant tag team belts. So we got that. And then we go to Mark Briscoe, the Funky Chicken, the Ring of Honor Heavyweight Champion, and the former champion, Eddie Kingston. They're ready to team up with Edge against the House of Black at Dynasty in a 6-man tag. And then Stokely Hathaway, the resident simp, and Willow Nightingale come in, and Stokely goes on this big, humongous rant. He wants Edge to take on Willow Nightingale for the TNT title next week. I'm like, no, I don't think we can do that. So Edge is like, how about we do a mixed tag team match against Julia Hart and Brody King next week? Willow's like, I'm in. That's it. I'm like, okay. Stokely being weird, of course. And that's it. So we move on with that. Now, the main focus of the video. We get to the all-in footage. But before we get that, the Bucks talk about their history with FTR. We didn't need that because we just saw a video of that. Anyway, so with that out of the way, we hear about Jack Perry, the scapegoat, basically in the whole thing, being involved in the altercation at All In. Bucks say Jack Perry's a friend of theirs, and the other unnamed person is friends with FTR, so they didn't really name Punk, per se. So, I got that. And then they're like saying, oh, FTR is just messing with everybody, and, they planned this whole thing. And then there should be an asterisk next to FTR's victory at All In. But that's not the worst part. So they showed the whole thing, and they're basically saying this is just a high school scrap, which threatened to take down their biggest show of the year, or ever, really. Alright, then we see the footage, which we didn't hear any audio, but there was audio on Twitter, and some people had it up on YouTube. So CM Punk comes up to Jack Perry, Doesn't really look interested in talking to him. They talk for a few seconds. Punk turns, says something to some other people. Tony Khan is one of them. And then out of nowhere, Punk just shows Perry, grabs him in a front face lock, and they start fighting, which gets broken up by Samoa Joe. And then, I think it was like Chris Hero was there. I was like, Chris Hero was there? I was like, what is he doing there? Well, I guess Chris Hero is now an agent or a producer in AEW now. But anyway. So, Punk gets moved. They separate him. Punk moves back. And then he lunges at Tony Khan, who you don't see in the whole video. And it was like a minute and 15 seconds between Punk shoving Jack Perry and then lunging after Tony Khan. And that's it. And then you see Punk just like mad. And I think it was Chris Hero go, oh no. So then they go back to the Bucks who say that was even the worst part of it. So I guess they're not going to show what happened in the locker room where Kenny's had to save Larry, CM Punk's dog and everything. The whole fight with the Bucks and Brandon Cutler and Ace Steel and everybody else that was involved. Christopher Daniels was in there. So they didn't show that. I guess I don't know if they're going to show it or not, but I hope they don't. But so anyway, they said the worst was creating a wrestling show and filling a building with that many people only to lose because they were distracted by something so stupid. And they basically said, win or lose, they're not going to shake FTR's hand at Dynasty. So that's that. So this whole thing with the Bucks, showing this footage, I think was really, really, really stupid. Why did you show it now and not show it after? Like 2 weeks after the whole thing. Like right after All Out, they should have showed it. Not have Tony Khan come on and say, hey, I'm a fan, but this is like the first time I've been threatened. I was fearing for my life. Bullshit. Bullshit, Tony Khan. Well, every scrum they had at the all-out scrum, they're asking Tony Khan, what's going on with Punk? What's going on with this? I can't talk about it. I can't legally talk about it. Now, he's actually bringing this up now, because Punk said, oh, Tony Khan's a clown. He doesn't know how to run a company. This and that. He's a pussy. Shit like that. And then Tony Khan's like, oh, I'm going to put my big britches on, and I'm going to show what happened at All In, so I can pop a rating, which you did not do there, Tony Khan. You made your company look like shit. And the Bucks even said, we don't want to do this. And they did it anyway. And then Will Ocean Spray comes out and bashes Hunter, bashes Paul Levesque, saying, oh, he's grinding. He only got his position by grinding on the boss's daughter. Meaning Hunter, meaning Stephanie. And even Will Ocean Spray didn't even want to do the promo. But you forced him to do it. I think this was just a big ratings ploy that backfired miserably. Yeah, 819,000 views. Big whoop. That segment should have got over 1 million. The whole show should have got over 1 million just by showing that. But did it? No. It's just a way to get Jack Perry back in the company, and he's going to team up with the Bucks and get him more over. Not that he's already over in Japan, in New Japan Strong, and in Japan too. The fans love him in Japan. The fans were cheering him in Chicago, where he was just basically ripping them apart. And then he had a great match with Shota Umino. Umino won, by the way. And then we see, after the match, Jack Perry actually do a code of honor with the guy. So there might be a little bit of Jungle Boy Jack Perry in that little body. It's just, I guess not, I don't know. I think it's just a way for the Bucks to bring back Jack Perry, maybe underneath Tony Khan's nose or something like that, and to get him over. I don't know. I just think it was really stupid to show the footage. Now. They should have showed it then. Kind of reminds me of Spaceballs. What happened to then? We missed it. Where are we now? We're in now. Everything that happens now is happening right now. What happened to then? We missed it. Damn. You know? But like I said, they should have showed this 2 weeks after, like right after All Out. Right after. They shouldn't have Tony Khan say, I was fearing for my life, so I fired Phil Brooks, CM Punk. Well, obviously we're gonna fire him anyway. Well, why don't you just show the footage of why you fired him? That would have popped a big rating. 8 months ago. Now, you look stupid. And then they cut back to Tony Schiavone. Tony Schiavone does basically what he did in July of 2000 at Bash at the Beach. Why? It felt like WCW 2000 all over again. Or at least when Tony Schiavone blurted out that Mick Foley was going to beat The Rock for the title on a taped Raw. Which was pretty much near the end of the, when WCW was just killing WWF/E at the time, right before the around the Monday Night War era, and that basically killed WCW's momentum. WWE was like, oh, okay, you want to do that? We're going to go at the Attitude Era, and then, gone. WCW just started going down really bad. Right after Tony Schiavone opened his big mouth. If he didn't do that, I guarantee WWE probably would not have had the Attitude Era. Maybe, maybe not. But, gotta put butts in seats, yeah. You open your mouth, Tony Baloney. Shouldn't have said anything. Should have said nothing. Let WWE die. Basically. But now look where WWE is compared to AEW right now. Hunter's on a fucking another level. WWE is just going crazy right now. And AEW is basically looking like WCW from like 99, 2000 before it actually died. Tony Khan does not know what the fuck to do. He doesn't know what to do with Ring of Honor, which is basically like a mid-indie show. Basically. The titles are barely defended. I'm like, just shut down Ring of Honor. I hate saying that, but shut down Ring of Honor. Because you don't know how to book anybody there. I mean, how many more days is Athena going to be the champ? She's almost 2 years in now. And now she's taking on Red Velvet. I mean, how many more people does she have to be? Like, again, it's like Roman, but the female version of Roman. Or Gunther. Walter, sorry. That's how it is. Or Samoa Joe. Joe held the TV title for almost 2 years, and then it's like, I'm done with this belt. I'm going to go after the AEW belt, and he won it. So why doesn't... Really, what Athena should do is just drop the women's titles like I beat everybody. Just drop it, and then do another stupid tournament with all the women of Ring of Honor. And then I don't know who would even win that belt. And then Athena should go on the main roster, go after the TBS title, or go after the AEW World title. And then you got Billy Starks, poor Billy Starks with the women's TV title, that I don't even know if she's going to defend that. I mean, the Kingdom finally defended the belts at Supercard. They won, obviously. But who's going to beat them now? I don't know who's going to beat them. I was thinking the Infantry, but I doubt that. Bang Bang, the Bullet Club with the 6-man tag team belts. Who's gonna beat them? Probably the Acclaimed if they do the stupid unification match. I hope they don't. But I think they looks like they're going to. So it makes no point to have trios titles. And if they unify it, then what do you do with the Ring of Honor 6-man titles? Do you get defended on both shows? Makes no sense. And then Wheeler fucking Yuta, the useless one, is injured. We haven't seen him since December. Since he won that belt from Shibata. He's been gone for basically 3, almost 4 months now. I mean, it's good and all, because who fucking likes Wheeler Yuta? And if you do, God bless you. You're his only fan. But yeah, Wheeler Yuta hasn't defended that belt in 3 months. Why can't we just strip him of the belt? Is he gonna sit on his ass wherever he lives for another 3-4 months until he comes back? When he's medically clear to come back? Or we're just gonna forget about the pure title? I mean, seriously, Tony Khan. Seriously. You now actually own the company. Because I think they finished off that thing with Sinclair. That shit company that it is. And you have champions who barely defend the belts. I'm worried about Mark Briscoe. I'm really worried about it. I want him to be a fighting champion, defends the belt every week on TV, and especially at the pay-per-views. I really don't want to see a Ring of Honor title match on an AEW pay-per-view. I don't like that, especially on a pre-show. I know you want to showcase your talent, I understand that, but showcase them on your show, not on Dynamite or Collision or Rampage. And Rampage shouldn't even be a show. Rampage on Friday night should be Ring of Honor. Get rid of Rampage. Rampage is boring. And it barely does like 200 to 300,000 views every Friday night at 10 o'clock. Or at 7 o'clock. When it's like preempted. Then they put it on Saturday, it barely gets any ratings there either. At least at least Collision gets around 419,000 like that they did last week. They popped a good rating. Not great, but a good rating for their time slot at 11:30, right after Mania. Everybody was watching Rampage, besides the scrum, but the media scrum for WrestleMania. 419,000 people. You would think they would get like 300,000 people watching. Because it's late at night, everybody's like either at WrestleMania, at a bar, or at a club. Nobody's gonna watch wrestling at 11:30 at night. They popped 419,000. Amazing, isn't it? But still, this whole thing with the Bucks showing the footage and Tony Khan actually allowing them to do it, I think it was just a ratings ploy that backfired. They should have showed it. They should have not showed it. So it made him look stupid and made Punk basically right. So, and Punk looked like he was the aggressor. Don't get me wrong. He started basically the whole thing. He shoved Jack Perry, and then put him in a headlock, and then Samoa Joe had to keep the peace with, Christopher Daniels and Chris Hero and everybody, and then Punk being a bitch, saying, "Fuck you, Tony Khan, I'm out of here!" Tries to go after Tony Khan, and then Tony Khan's like, "I'm feared for my life!" Yeah, right. I bet you could have took Punk. I bet you could have. But then again, take one for the team. But it is what it is. So, like I said, it was just stupid to have it on the show. Just stupid. And then Tony Schiavone, the epic facepalm of doom again. So it felt like WCW 2000. And then FTR comes out, unscheduled, for a chat. And then even Cash Wheeler is like, "Why are we doing this? What was that supposed to accomplish?" I'm like, yeah, exactly! Exactly! What are you doing? You're just trying to one-up WWE, and Hunter's like, you want to one-up me? I'll one-up you. I'll counter whatever you're going to counter. He's always one-up on Tony Khan. Just when you think Tony Khan has one-up on Hunter, Hunter's always one-up after that. He's really two-up. It's just amazing right now. I mean, I said it on Twitter, and I'll say it again. AEW needs to worry about itself, not what Hunter and WWE and what other people say about AEW and their lighter schedule, and people want to go over to AEW because of the lighter schedule and a little bit more or less money. And Hunter's like, hey, if you want to go over there, great, go over there. But if you don't want to come here and put in the work at the Performance Center or in general, then don't come here. I agree with Hunter. If you don't want to come to WWE and put in the work and go on the road for 350 days and get out of the business, go to AEW, go to Ring of Honor, even go to Japan or Mexico or Puerto Rico, whatever. Go to an indie promotion and fight in front of like 50 people. At least you're getting paid. But people want to, Mercedes Moné's trying to get Becky Lynch to come over to AEW. I don't blame her. But I don't think Becky's going to go over there. I know her contract ends in June, and so does Seth Rollins, and they're taking time off to heal up and everything, but I think they're going to be back, so they're going to re-sign. I highly doubt we're going to see Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch in AEW. I think we might see Drew Galloway in AEW, but I can probably doubt that because he's going to get into a thing with Punk eventually whenever Punk gets cleared, which I don't think is going to be a payback because Punk just two-upped him already. And Punk's going to be in the draft. So I would think Drew Galloway is going to re-sign and then do the match with Punk probably at Clash of the Castle or by SummerSlam for the title. Punk's going to beat him, and then Drew's probably going to go to AEW. I think Drew is going to have extra time on his contract because of injury and shit. But, it is what it is, but, yeah. When FTR came out, I'm like, I thought they were going to talk about the match at Dynasty, but they're just, saying, why are we doing this? Why are we showing this footage that had no fucking, what did it accomplish? It just made us look stupid. There you go. And then basically, Dax Harris thinks that the Bucks might be onto something about how important they are because without them, I might be shaving, my partner's back. How, like Jimmy and Jay were doing that in WWE, which I thought was a ridiculous segment. Dumb. But so basically, FTR's like, we're gonna help work and build this place without the EVPs and keep this place going for the men and women that actually want to work here and the fans that love the promotion for 5 years. The fans buy a ticket to see great wrestling action. They don't come here to watch garbage. So basically saying, at Dynasty, we're gonna prove who the best tag team really is, and that's us. I think the Bucks are going to use their EVP power to win the belts anyway. And then probably hold it hostage. Who knows? So we got that. Then we had Ospreay's promo. Wasn't needed. About what Hunter said, the WWE schedule. And then saying that, Ospreay didn't come here because he was afraid of the schedule. Blah, blah, blah. Then he goes to mentions Danielson and says that, I'm on another level, bruv! That match is going to be amazing, but the promo, you didn't need to do it, Ocean Spray. You didn't need to bash WWE. You didn't really need to do it. That's that. Alright, then, we had Shane Taylor Promotions beat, Jericho, Hook, and Shibata. There's a little bit of, miscommunication, and Shibata took the loss And it looks like, you know, like Jericho's supposedly gonna form a new faction. Why? I don't know, with Hook or with Shibata, I don't know. But Hook looked pissed after the match, and Hook actually said that he might test free agency, so he might, Hunter can just snatch him up right away. But what were they doing him now? Probably put him in NXT. We got that. Alright, then we had Okada in a squash match against Cristiano Argento, or Argento, wins with the Rainmaker in 1:22. And then he accepts Pac's challenge for his belt at Dynasty. And then Pac comes down, the Bucks beat him up, 3-on-1 beatdown, and then FTR come out to make the save. And then the fans are chanting, CM Punk! So then Okada grabs a chair, they beat him down. And that's it. So I was thinking maybe a 6-man tag team match coming up either next week or sometime soon. Alright, so then we hear from Jay White, the Switchblade. Wait, what is Switchblade? Talk about he's gonna find an opponent on Collision. We got that. Alright, then we have Thunder Rosa and Toni Storm for a champagne toast. And then Toni Storm beats the crap out of Thunder Rosa, rubs her face paint on a towel. And then Deonna Purrazzo comes out for the save. Mariah May comes in, and they have she has a match with Anna Jay. And then Toni Storm kisses Mariah May on the cheek to wake her up. And then we have Anna Jay, Mariah May 2, which Mariah May wins again with a sunset flip for the pin in 8.5 minutes. That was that. The finish looked weird, because both women are looking at the ref like, oh, what just happened? And then Anna Jay just gets pissy, knocks in the Queen Slayer, and then my girl, Mina Shiwakawa, comes out, and comes in to save Mariah May, grabs some champagne from ringside. She has some champagne with Mariah May, so a little Club Venus reunion, and then she's like, ooh, and then she starts kissing her. I'm like, oh, I wish I was in that ring. Holy crap. So now we got like a love triangle between Mariah May, Mina Shirakawa, and Toni Storm. I don't know how that's gonna go. We got that. And then we had Mercedes Moné ready to have her debut match at Double or Nothing against the winner of Julia Hart and Willow Nightingale for the TBS title. Talks about her ankle injury, but has a plan and a mission. And then the lights go out, and then somebody attacked her. We hear her on the ground moaning, like she just got like raw dogged in the ass or something like that. I'm like, damn, that's good acting. And we don't know who attacked her, but most likely it was Julia Hart. And then Julia Hart now has a legit, no pun intended, with her match against legit Lita Hirsch. Julia Hart has a shoulder injury now. So I don't know how that's going to play out, how severe it is. And we got that. Alright. Alright, then we get the Dustin Rhodes Samoa Joe. It was a good match. Dustin Rhodes busted wide open like a stuffed pig. But anyway, Joe hits him with the belt after the referee grabbed the chain away. And then Joe hit him with the belt shot and then pinned him 1, 2, 3. 9.5 minute match. It was alright. And then after the match, Joe grabs a Coquina clutch when then Swerve runs back out to knock Joe out. And then Swerve holds up the belt and then ends the show. And that's it. So, all in all, Dynamite was okay, but still, showing the footage, I think, was a really, really, really bad move. But that's it. Let me know what you guys thought about that and the rest of the show down below in the comments section. And that's pretty much it. Alright, guys, I gotta go. Thanks for watching. I'll try to get my SmackDown review up later tonight after I come back from my concert. And then we'll worry about tomorrow with Collision and Battle of the Belts. And that's it. Alright, guys, thanks for watching. And until next time, I'm Peter Joseph signing off. Peace!